Yo, what is up, CHH fans? Today is a big day for Bars and Beats Entertainment. We've got a GOAT with us today. This man has won a Dove Award. This dude has worked on the Live Forever track with Reach Records. Not only that, he's worked with TobyMac, Tauren Wells, Parris Chariz, Nobigdyl, NOTKLYDE, Joey Vantes. Must I go on? Introducing Aaron Cole.
What's up, bro?
Thank you, man, for coming on the channel, bro. This is a big deal, bro. I'm glad to have you. This is gonna be amazing, man.
Thanks for having me, bro. It's exciting.
Yeah, man, for sure, no problem, man. So first, I want to congratulate you on your wedding, man. Yo, that's a big deal in itself, bro. The album is big, but a wedding, yo.
Nah, for sure. Appreciate that. That's love.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. So this album, man, you call it your sophomore album, 2 Up, 2 Down. Yep. Probably, as you said on Ruslan's channel, probably one of your most transparent and most relatable Aaron Cole albums, fitting in everything that you like and love into one album, man. It was amazing. So first, I want to talk about this cover art. What inspired the cover art, or what made you want to do like a younger Aaron Cole rather than like older Aaron Cole and more seasoned?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, the album is 2 Up, 2 Down, which is Virginia, which is where I'm from, and the whole concept of the album is just really like remembering who you are, remembering where you came from. So that's where you get the kid, like remembering where I came from, remembering how I started, remembering how all of that. Because if you've been tuning into my story, I started rapping at 3, I started singing at 7, so I've been doing it for a while. It's kind of been like my destiny. And yeah, I just found myself like a couple years ago, just at this place where I feel like I reached like a lot of the goals that I said I was going to reach. And of course I wasn't like nearly as where I know God's going to take me, but just a lot of the goals that I put on my vision boards and stuff like that, like I had reached. And so I was just kind of like, how do I keep going? How do I keep, my foot on the gas? And I feel like it was like God speaking to me of like, man, you gotta remember where you came from, because that's what keeps you going. Like, you're remembering your why, remembering why I do what I do. Like that's what keeps me going. Not the accolades, not the awards, not none of that. So that's why you get the cover art of just like representing me as a kid, like just sitting and just really thinking about how far God brought me, and that's what helps me keep going. So yeah.
Yo, that's amazing, man. That's awesome how you're thinking of like using the past as your fuel to like push you forward. Like that's so relatable, man. Like I use my past also as like a way to keep inspiring me to keep going and keep doing more and keep doing better. So that's amazing, man. That's great, bro. So starting with the first track, bro. You're this great chill, like I'ma try again.
Right.
Bro, like, dude, bro, this is great, man. I looked at it as like a reflective song, and it was also used on your trailer for the album also. So like, can I just ask, like, when was your first like try again moment like within the industry and being an artist?
Good question. I think it was about that time. Like I won the dub and I was kind of like feeling myself, and I kind of, when I got out of that, was like where I got the whole concept for the album. And then it was like, man, like just thinking about the fact that God gives us chance after chance, which is how you get chances too. Like it just ties together of like chance after chance. Every time we mess things up, every time we get something wrong, it's like, man, God lets us try again every time. And so yeah, it's like, you think about it, some people don't let you try again. Like some friends, whatever, they just kind of like cut you off. They, they're over with. But that's not how, reality is, that's not how God reacts to us. Like every time we mess up, he comes with us with open arms. So yeah, I'm gonna try again.
Oh man, that is so good, man. Yeah, I definitely relate to the friends that just cut you off, bro. I've known some people like that, dude.
Yeah,
and at the time, I was like that. So
yeah, for sure. I've been like that too.
Yeah, man, that just shows how amazing God's grace is. Like, he never cuts us off and just like keeps us with him, even though we keep making mistakes, man. That's That's amazing. So I did want to ask you something else about the song. You were basically saying since you were 4, you were told to be better than the next man, and then after you followed up and said that ain't in God's plan. So like, when was that realization? Like, when did that happen? When you were like, all this time I've been motivated to be better, but like, what if that's not what God has for me? Like, when did
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. All the lessons came from like in this season, like these last few years. But just expounding on that of like, man, since I was younger, since you know what I'm saying, I played basketball, hoops. You know what I'm saying. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, Chicago Bears fan. So it's like I always was like, man, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better than everybody. Like with my raps, with my singing, it's like, and I still struggle with that. It's like I still think like, man, I'm better than everybody. But it's like I feel like that's definitely not what God called us to do, because He made each and every one of us different. Like He made each and every one of us with our own plan, our own voice, our own rapping, whatever, you know. And so yeah, it was just me coming to the realization of that. Like again, He lets me try again with that stuff, because that's something I struggle with heavy. Like just being in sports and you know what I'm saying, just being on my grind, like, and my pops and everyone that's just in my life, we kind of like just try to push ourselves, which is there's good in it, like, you know what I'm saying, just push yourself to be the best that you can be. But that's the key, to push yourself to be the best that you can be, and not put yourself to be better than anyone else. Like that's the difference. So
Yo, that's a quotable right there. If y'all would drop that in the comments, what are y'all doing? Like that's really good, man. Like, yo, push yourself, but don't push to be better than others. That's amazing. Wait a minute. I think we just got a sermon. That's good, bro. So, so another line you had that stood out, like, first of all, it was a Bible bar. So I was like, wait a minute, did he just say that? It was like, you said, been insecure like Saul, but I can't lose it all. So like, what was that moment for you like? Like, did you feel like you were going to have, like, be overtaken or be replaced? Like, what were you thinking when you
yeah,
wrote
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Or,
A lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of me reflecting and thinking about this stuff, I was definitely in a place of like, dang, like God can just take everything that He's giving me away and just give it to somebody else. Like I definitely like just thought about that and got scared about that, because like I said, it's in the Bible. It's like Saul was king and got that done stripped away to get a David. So yeah, and thinking about, you know what I'm saying, the insecurity, like really why Saul was the way that he was is because he was insecure. The reason he wanted to kill so many people, like he wanted to kill David, all that stuff, was he was insecure of David. And I didn't, you know what I'm saying, the message in those 2 lines is like, man, I don't want my insecurities, I don't want my, you know what I'm saying, me thinking I'm not good enough to get in the way of the purpose that God has for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that means.
yo, man, that's really good, bro. So this next line in Try Again was even more amazing for me because it's kind of relatable. Me and my
Yeah,
family, like, we're big fans of like hip hop, or mainly CHH. So we like
yeah.
rapping and like freestyle and all that stuff. So in the end, there's like a sample, I believe, of your mom basically
Hmm.
telling you that she was like teaching you how to rap. So like, how is that story? Like, how did that go?
Yeah,
Is she like one of your like inspirations behind the raps you do or the way you rap?
yeah. So anybody that listens to my music can tell my family is a big part of my music. I talk about them a lot, and from if I can be honest to now, like I've been talking about my family a lot, and I think how that story happened. So my mom was, you can look at the video on YouTube, like it's on YouTube with me rapping when I was 3. And my mom, my dad and my uncle Chat wrote my first rap, and my mom was just in the studio helping me like get it down, memorize it, stuff like that. She was getting frustrated with me because I was just like this goofy kid, but I love music, and so yeah, like she's been there. Like that was probably the last time she like helped with my raps, but like she's been there from day one, like doing merch, like you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. Like she's just been there whenever she can help. And so, yeah, I talk about my mom's a lot. It's a big inspiration, both for my parents, my family, to be in my music because all the sacrifices that they made for me, especially my mom and dad, it's like I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. So, yeah.
Yo, man, when it comes to honoring your father and mother, man, you definitely do a great job at doing that in the best way. Always getting in your music, man. It's definitely an amazing thing to see and like a great representation of like what a godly family is like. And even though you've gone through things, your family's always been there, man. It's amazing to see within your music that like you can still respect others while also dropping fire tracks. So that's so cool, bro.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, man. So your next song, Weapon, bro. This fire song, Weapon. You have so many things in here that I just want to like see what the meaning behind these are and what's going on. So it's like a classic hip hop track. I love it, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to start off with this one. My 15th birthday, signed
Yeah.
to the truth. They still owe me money, and that's the truth. What's the story behind that?
Yeah. Um, so before I got signed to Go T, I was signed to a record label. And it definitely it's just really the whole if you look at the whole verse, like it's really just talking about like how things happen, and how they don't go out as how you expect them to be. And so both of the verses is like my mind and how your mind is a weapon. So on one side of your mind, like it's the negative, it's the, you know what I'm saying, you talking to yourself like you're not this, you're not as far as you thought you were going to be. The other side is like, man, if we look at how far I am, like, which is what we were talking about, the whole album is about. You look at how far we am, like, we came a long way, and God's brought us a long way. So that was just really talking about, like, when I first signed the deal, I thought, man, this is it. Like, I'm gonna move my family to this big house. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, do all the things that the rapper does in the video, and it didn't work out like that. And so that I mean that the bar is a true statement. That's why I said that's the truth. It's like it just unfortunately worked out like that. But I think what the real message is like, man, God had to teach me some things in that for me to get to where I am now. You know what I'm saying? God had to teach me like, yo, sometimes this stuff is going to happen. Sometimes like I'm moving too fast. Like I could have moved too fast and signed that deal before I was supposed to, but God still had grace on me to sign where I am now and stuff like that. So that's the real message in the whole verse of like, man, how God still sustained and still brought me to where I'm at today, despite the bad decisions or despite the things that happened in my life, you know? So,
Yo, dude, that's so good, man. That kind of makes me think of like the prodigal man in the Bible. Like he took so many
hmm
wrong turns. Like once he finally made the right turn, he knew not to make those turns again. And that
yeah,
was that was just like kind of like what you were saying with Weapon, man. And I think that's amazing, just to
yeah,
like be able to have like both battles, but know which battle is like actually worth fighting and which one is actually right. So that's awesome, man.
yeah.
So what would you say was like, you said you might have signed a deal too early, but what would you say might have been some other hard things to wait on earlier in your career?
Mm. Um, just waiting in general, like patience. Like I feel like I said, at that time, I was just so focused on making it. I was just so focused on um, reaching the people that I needed to reach and getting to where I'm at and getting to where I'm going. Like I didn't have a lot of patience, and I was young, so I didn't really have a lot of. I have more patience now, but I still need to grow more. But it's like I didn't have a lot of patience, and so I think if you have patience in everything that you do, man, like you can go so much farther because some things just don't happen how you think they're gonna happen sometimes. And so yeah, like I always wonder what it would be like if I just kind of like waited, didn't sign that deal and stuff like that. But sometimes they happen like that, so that you learn things and you grow in those situations. Because God is still faithful in those things. Um, so yeah,
Yo, man. Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm not the most patient person either, man. There was like an instance earlier where my bro and I were gonna play like some video games. I was like almost blowing his phone up the whole day, like almost blowing like him up the whole day. So like, you ready, bro? Like, you almost ready? Like,
yeah.
yeah, man. It was it
How,
was
how,
wild,
how
man.
how old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I
Yeah,
love it.
man.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Okay, so I do have another question when it comes to weapon, bro. Like,
Yeah,
earlier, well, or should I say more later in the song, you said, but I keep my head up because the kids watching. So would you say like your role as a role model kind of keeps you going forward, like the way you do things or how you might say things in your songs?
yeah. I think a lot of musicians or artists kind of don't think about that anymore, but I've kind of always like thought about that. Like back in the day, growing up, there was a lot of like scandals and stuff like that with artists, and still are today, of just like artists in the limelight that you look up to or that you look to be an example of, what I'm saying, what this Christian life is about, and they end up in something which I kind of too fro because I'm kind of also on the side of like, man, we're all human and we all like make mistakes, and I'm just as messed up as anybody, what I'm saying, out there in the world. But I also like just thinking about that there's a kid that's looking up to me to be an example. There's a kid out there that listens to me and they're living their life. I touch their life in a way that they live their life for God now. And for me to just go out here and live my life any kind of way, and it comes out and it breaks that kid's heart, and now they deter from the Lord and stuff like that. Like I kind of always just think about that. Like if I'm about to do something crazy, or in those moments where I'm like, man, I think about like what about those kids that's looking up to me and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that definitely keeps me on track a lot because I know there's a lot of kids out there that look up to me and see me as a role model, and I just try to stay on a narrow path so I can be an example to them, but also show them like, man, I'm not no superhero, I'm not no anything like that. I'm not Batman, I'm not Superman. I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna make mistakes, and this is the real me. So I think if I show people the real me and I stay on the right path, because I'm gonna make mistakes in the long run, it's like if I show people the real me on the journey, they'll, what I'm saying, they'll respect, and they'll still feel like, man, that's a person after God's own heart. So yeah.
Yo, that's legit, man. That's legit. Like I think that's where most of that hurt comes from when it comes to like celebrities and people they look up to, because like they might set the standard so high that when they like fall, it
Yeah.
seems much like higher than it really was. And the
Yeah.
fact that you're taking your reality with you, that you're both a Christian and you're also human, just
Yeah.
shows fans that even though he's being real and even though he's walking his best life and doing all the things he needs to be doing, he's not going to
Hmm.
be perfect. And
Not gonna.
I think that's amazing, man. I think
Yeah,
that's
bro.
a great thing to show fans and all the people watching, man. That's
For
amazing.
sure.
So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, like it's important for people to know, like, man, none of us are perfect, but we're on this journey together. And if I could be an example of that, man, I feel like that's what God called me to do. So
yo, it's the server, bro. That's legit, man. That's great that people are going to be able to see that, like in your music, in your art, and everything you do. That Aaron Cole is human, but Aaron Cole is Christian too, so he's not going to be the usual human. But at the same
right.
time, yo,
Yeah.
that's great, man. That's great. So, as I brought up earlier, man, my family and I love doing freestyles, so I had to ask you this question. Way back, this is what you said in the song "Weapon." Way back when me and Raj was kicking freestyles, so I wanted to ask, how long have you been freestyling or been into freestyling, and all that?
Yeah. I think so. I wouldn't say like I'm like been freestyling or anything like that. I think just when you're in high school, like that's kind of like the fun thing to do. Like you
Yes, sir.
just kicking around, freestyling, like talking about whatever, talking about what's in the room, the cool thing that happened, the gossip that happened that day. Like me and my boy Roger and Brendan, like the guys that I grew up with, like we did that all the time, just on the lunch table, and stuff like that. So it was just kind of like a thing again to show how far we came, because it was like I was on the lunch tables freestyling with Roger, Brendan, um, and now like we on stages and stuff like that. So it's dope. But I wouldn't say I'm no freestyler or nothing like that, because there's really people that have freestyle like art, and they take their time with the freestyle stuff, like how I take my time with the music. So Respect to them.
Bro, yeah, man. Yo, like I said, I love freestyling, man. Nothing hits like those lunch table beats, bro. Those,
Yeah.
those right before class. Yo,
But
that's yeah, man. Those are the days, bro. Those are the days for sure. So, okay, so there's also this line where you're basically talking about your family, your girl, everybody, and you're just like giving updates on like how everybody's doing. So, speaking on like your career and all of those things, how is it to see not only your career grow, but like people around you grow?
that's a good question. It feels amazing. I think that's kind of what the whole song was talking about. Like on this side, like I'm looking at what I could have gave my family if I did this, what I could have gave my family if I did that. And on this side, it's like, man, when I look at my family, I look at my wife, I look at my sisters. They all good. Like we all straight. Like God has blessed us. So yeah, I think I think we're just in a good place, and I'm excited that what God's gonna do in each and every one of my family, my wife, everybody that's attached to me's life. And if I can be an inspiration for that, like that's what I'll do. And so I kind of just want to be on the front line to like inspire everybody around me to go after their dreams, go after their goals, and I feel like I'm doing that. So yeah, like that's what that bar was about. Like man, like when I look at it, when I really look at it, like oh my family good. Like there's God is blessing them without beyond my even control. So yeah.
Yo, that's awesome, man. That's awesome just to like see how you're able to help people progress and see how they're progressing, and not only that, inspire them to keep progressing and keep moving forward. That's awesome, man. That's super cool. Speaking of family, I actually want to bring up this tour real quick, a place that all families can go, family friendly tour, two up, two down
Okay.
tour.
Yeah.
Yo, are you ready for it, man? Like, what are you looking forward to
Yeah.
most when it comes to the tour?
Fire. So it's my first headline tour. Yeah. So yeah, it's my first headline tour, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be crazy. And Richmond is the last date, so I'm definitely bringing out some special things for that date. So it's gonna be crazy. But every date, like man, we got so much planned. Parris Chariz part of the tour. NOTKLYDE, Greg Cox, and like I said, so many more. So I'm excited, man. We're going to Charlotte, going to Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, and then Richmond. So I think it's gonna be fire. I'm excited. It's gonna be crazy.
Yo, I believe you, man. Water for me, dude.
Yeah.
That song is fire, man. Yo, when that song came out, it was like almost on loop, bro. Just like
Yeah.
all the time, bro.
Appreciate
It
it.
was
Appreciate
amazing.
it. Yeah. We all.
Alright,
You know we got to do that song, so it's gonna be crazy.
for sure, bro.
You can get tickets to up2downtour.com. We're going crazy.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Y'all check that out. Man,
Let's
get
go.
y'all's tickets. Yo, yeah, man. The crowd's gonna go crazy on Water for me, bro. That's gonna be awesome. Yo, so what's your favorite part about touring? Like when it comes to like traveling and all those things, what's your favorite part?
Man, favorite part is probably just hearing the stories, like meeting the people, hearing the stories of people that say like, man, this song blessed my life, or this song got me through this time. Like that usually happens more at shows because they're seeing me in the face and all that. So that's probably the best part, like just hearing the stories, and that kind of keeps me going too. It's another why, like this is why I'm doing what I do, to inspire and uplift people. So that's probably my favorite thing. Other than that, probably just chilling with the people, chilling with the crew, chilling with you know what I'm saying, the family and all that stuff. So yeah, that's probably my two favorite things. Tour is dope, but it also gets tiring. So I'm like, I gotta prepare, I gotta get right.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. So has anybody ever walked up and said your song was right on time? You're like, hey, I just slipped that in there real quick.
For sure.
Yo, yeah, right. So I just wanted to follow up with the next song, Above Me, also featuring Parris Chariz, which is
Yeah.
another hard-hitting song.
Yeah.
David Livick said like he loved the back and forth, like when you would say something, then Parris Chariz. It was amazing,
Yeah.
man. So like, what's the story behind Above Me?
Yeah, so I literally, Parris and Matthew Crockett was a big help in just making the album. And so I went to Tulsa, and I didn't even plan on starting the album, but it just kind of like happened. And we had just got done with a song, and then I want to say it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we was like, man, you want to keep going or you want to stop? we both was like, man, I'm cool with keep it going. So the Above Me beat came on, and it just kind of happened naturally. Like we just kind of started going back and forth. We didn't finish the song till like 7 in the morning. Finished the song at 7 in the morning. Like we went through the whole night, tired, whatever, but we did it just like how it is. Like how it is what we made from 1 to 7 in the morning. We looked at each other at 7 in the morning, like, man, let's go get some Chick-fil-A and go to sleep. So we got Chick-fil-A and went to sleep. And we listened to it the next day, like, man, this joint crazy. So yeah, people loving it. That joint is one of my favorites for sure.
Yo, yeah, man. The video is awesome too, bro. The chasing the bad guys and all of that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's cool seeing you and Parris Chariz be cops, bro. Like that might need to be a television show.
For sure.
This might need to be legit.
I'm with it. Send a check. Let's do it.
Hey, yo, we need a director right now. Comment right now. Yo, yo. Okay, so there was a line you said in the song, and you're like, honestly, basically, you were saying you feel like your peers act like you don't exist, and that kind of triggered me. I'm like, this dude has got bars for days. He can go with like the best of them. So like, was there ever a moment, or was there ever a time where you felt like almost sort of an outcast, like within CHH or within the space of the genre?
Yeah. I think I feel like an outcast every day when it comes to like all the genres that I apply in, because it's like I feel like I sing too much for CHH. I rap too much for CCM. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little too popish for gospel. So it's like I just kind of feel like I'm in this place by myself, like just swimming around there in this in this place, just Aaron Colin. And sometimes before I felt like, yeah, for sure, my feelings was like, man, I feel like I get overlooked a lot. Because not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I've done a lot, and I've done a lot for my career, others, whatever. And so, yeah, I think that was a thing that I was struggling with, but I kind of don't really struggle with it anymore, which is why I sing the song Above Me. Like, it's all above me. Like, I got to let that thing, like, pass by me. So yeah, I definitely say I'll struggle with it, but I try to not focus on it anymore and just kind of do my thing and reach the people that God called me to reach, so.
Yeah, man. Hey, bro, I just gotta say, keep going, man. You're definitely paving the way, like, for the new artists who want to do more than just like one genre, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You're great at what you do, bro. For sure, man. For sure. Yo, so I want to bring up something else you said. You said this like caught me like super off guard. You said you think you're ready for early retirement. Like, are you really ready, or was that just like in the moment type of thing? Because like
Nah, I think so. Going back to what I was saying, the whole album was about. It's like I got to that place, like, man, what else do I need to do, kind of thing. But then when I figured out, you know, why I do what I do, that's why I keep going. But yeah, I think you get kind of like fed up. Like you get fed up with things in the industry, which kind of what 84 talks about a little bit. Like you get fed up about things in the industry, things, whatever, like this around you, and you're just like, man, I'm ready to just throw in the towel, but you can never quit, man. You can't quit. So I'm here till I'm 84, you know.
Hey, bro, I'm ready for those, man. I'm ready for the tracks, man. I'm ready for those. For real. Yo, okay, so following up the like ready for early retirement bar, you said like they're telling us to stay inside, and they're saying it's the virus basically, but you're saying you think it's the violence, man. So like, what was 2020 like for you, like from your perspective, when it was like all that stuff going on?
Yeah. It was crazy. It was a crazy time. Like when you think, I haven't thought about 2020 in a long time, but when you think about everything that was going on, man, it was wild. Like the pandemic shutting everything down. I didn't know if I was gonna have to get a job at McDonald's or what. No shade to anybody to McDonald's, but like, you know, they're better than me because I've never worked at a job. I just always did music. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to go back to the jump, back to the start. Like, what's gonna happen? And then it's like the stuff with George Floyd was happening. It's like, man, when you think about making it out of that season, it's like, bro, like I feel like we survived the Hunger Games for real.
Yeah, bro, we're really. Yo, bro, looking back, man, like we made it through a global pandemic, man. Like that was,
and we lost a lot of lives in that too. So rest in peace to that. So, but yeah, like it was crazy just to make it out of that. was wild. But it's like, yeah, like the pandemic showed what that line means. Really, like the pandemic showed who the real people that be doing the violence. Like I feel like it brought a lot of people out that acted like they weren't racist or was trying to hide that they were racist or anything like that. Like that brought that out of them. And so it's like, man, it's really the violence that's out here killing us. It's really the violence that's out here messing us up. So,
Yo, yeah, man. Yeah, a lot happened last year, man. Just finding out so much about so many different people, man. So many events, bro. It was like, yo, such a interesting year to like learn more about people and maybe even their own selves, man. It was wild. It was, phew. Yo, yeah. Yo,
for sure.
okay. So on a higher note, front row, bro. This song is catchy like I don't know what, man. This is like I know this is gonna go crazy on the tour if y'all choose to perform it, bro.
Yeah.
This is epic, man. Like I okay, so I'm not much of a bar analyzer. Like reactors like can pick up a bar and be like, whoa. But like this was one I actually picked up. It was like if your family don't matter, then your wins low. And first of all, I gotta say, Family Matters is fire. So like, how is how is Family Matters like impacted? Like, has it ever impacted your music, or maybe like have you related to the show in some way?
Nah, I think it was just a fire bar. Like I watch Family Matters, but I'm more so my show is like Martin. Martin is crazy. I don't know. You might be a little too young for Martin, but
Yeah, yeah,
um, but yeah, Family Matters is a fire show. I feel like it slept on a little bit, but it's going back to my why. Like everything kind of points back to the concept of the album. It's like if your family don't matter, then you're not really winning out here. Like with what you out here doing. So yeah.
Yo, man. Yeah, it definitely was a fire bar, man. It was amazing to like catch when I called it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, he just did. You know what, bro?
Right.
It was great, man. It was awesome, dude.
Appreciate
And then like you follow up with the cause we've been in the back since Rosa Parks. Like how are you gonna do that, sis, bro? That was
it.
wild, man.
Hey, that was light. That was light. But
Bro,
yeah,
it's,
it's fact.
sort of. It still hit pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? It still caught us off guard for real, for real. I was just saying, later on in the song, you were just basically saying like your team just hit a peak. So like, what would you say was one of your like most memorable peak moments, like with your team or like with your family?
Yeah, I think this whole season, like when you think about a peak, like it's like a bunch of good things are going on at one time. Like, and so I don't know. That's the dub. Like I just like you went #1 Billboard. The album, yeah, the album 3.6 in a couple days. Like it's a lot of wins. Like not even like counting like the like just the family stuff, the stuff that happens every day. So yeah, like this is a song really about when you chilling with your homies and y'all just like feeling good and feeling good about things that's going on in your life. It's like, man, all my dogs sitting in the front row. Like we came a long way. Like we sitting in the front row now. We not in the back no more. So
Yo, yeah, man, that is totally what this like song is, man. It's like an amazing anthem just to show like how far you've come and how far you're gonna go like within your career. So that's amazing, man. There was like one more line I wanted to address from the song, just like this is when the song gets like really hype. You're like, she asked how I get this far, basically, is what you're saying, and then you're like, you told her that you prayed. So like, would you say like prayer is like one of the most vital parts of your career?
yeah, I say prayer is the most vital part of my life. Like if you don't got prayer, man, what you doing? Like
Yo, for real.
I need prayer every day, talking to God, letting God talk to you. It's vital for just living life. Like praying over my wife, praying over my family, praying over my friends, my homies, whatever. It's like, man, that's vital because we all need prayer each and every day, and prayer works. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people don't realize how much prayer is a tool, you know, in our relationship with God. So
Yeah, man. Yo, that's really good, bro. Yeah, prayers definitely needs to be in everyone's life, man, for sure,
Yeah.
bro. It's super important, man. Just to talk to God, man, ask him like what's going on, or just to let him know what's going on in general. Yo, yeah, man, cause yo, life gets way crazier than 2020 sometimes, for sure. Yo, yeah,
For
man. So, I wanted to leap to chances, bro. This song's amazing, bro. This dynamic, too many chances.
yeah.
Hey, hold, I just had to rock for a bit. My bad, bro. So basically, in the song, you said you started like working on your habits. Like, was there like one important habit that you started working on, like, while working on the song?
Um, I wouldn't say it's like a 1 to 6 hour anything. It's just like the things that we don't even notice about ourselves sometimes. Like that's kind of what I was talking about. But for other people, it could be something huge. It could be smoking. It could be, you know what I'm saying, the alcohol. It could be whatever that you trying to get over that you just can't get over. But for me, it was more so like, man, the pride, the empathy, like those, like having pride and not having as much empathy, like getting rid of those habits. It's like when you look at that, that affects everyone around you without you even knowing. It's something inside that people can't see when they walk up to you. Like you can't see, yo, this guy has pride or this guy lacks empathy. You can't see that when you're talking to a person at first, but you can see those things on the outside, like that people always talk about: smoking, drinking, sex, whatever. You can always see that on people because it's a more outer sin, but we forget about the inner, the things that's inside us that we have habits of doing, and I think those are just as important. And so, yeah, that was the habits for me. It's like, man, just dealing with the stuff that's inside of me, so I can treat the people around me better. So,
Yo, wow, man. That's deep, bro. Like, yo, that just shows like how important like people are to you. Just like the fact that like that's even something I can relate to. Like, I need to fix myself in order to be better for others and in order to do better in life and just show people the love that they need to be shown. So, yo, that's really great, man. That's amazing, bro.
for sure.
This line, this Yo, dude, yeah, that was really good, man. So, this line in the song, I relate to most because the way most people look at me is not the way how I look at myself. So I
Mhm.
related to this also. You said, you think your girl gave you too many chances. You look at yourself like a savage. So, would you say that, your wife like looks at you in a way that, almost how God might see you, or maybe in a better light than you might look at you?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's with everything that I said. So I was talking about my pops, my girl, my God, like all of them. When you think about it, if they really down for you, your friends, like they give you too many chances, and they kind of see you differently than you see yourself because you kind of like beat yourself up a lot. Um, then you also have trash friends that beat yourself up, that beat you up, like which is trash, but more times than not, you have people, you have family, girl, whatever, that kind of see you in a different light, and they kind of quick to forgive you because they love you so much. But yeah, like it's when you're reflecting on it, you're thinking about it. It's like, dang, like I'm kind of in this place of like, man, where would how would this relationship be if I didn't do those things to them and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I just think that it's important to think about, like, honestly though, we trash people and we need God's grace each and every day. It's like that's in layman terms, but it's like, man, for real, we trash people and need God's grace each and every day. So
Yo, that's real, bro. And I especially can relate to that friends thing you said, man. Like, dude, there's some people that act like they're joking, but their
yeah,
jokes they can get personal, man.
yeah,
They get personal.
yeah. No, you probably in high school right now. You got a lot of those people, friends that's probably not gonna be there. You probably gonna have 2 or 3 friends that you still stick with from high school that still stay real. So it's like, don't worry about it. Don't look into those people, man. Like they honestly probably just saying stuff to you because they jealous of you. Like you got your own channel, you got your own thing, you killing it. So you just gotta stay on your grind, bro. Like don't listen to them people for sure.
Yo, thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Like that, yo, that's super encouraging, bro. Yeah, I definitely needed that, man. Thank you.
For sure, for sure.
Yo, so speaking of toxic friends, man, you had like this great like transparent bar, just like letting people know and can't choose a side, where you say, I know it's real because you love me when I'm toxic, bro. So how would you say like would you say like you have
I
friends
already
that
see
even
like
keep you?
everything is just tying together. Like everything is,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, man, it's amazing, bro. It's like it's unpacking. Like as we go on, it's amazing, bro. It's
yeah,
great to see. Like,
yeah.
would you say you have friends? Oh, sorry.
No, no, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, like, would you say you have friends that even keep you from toxicity or like keep you from certain things that you might not should do, or maybe even like a choice you shouldn't make?
Yeah, for sure. Like that's accountability. Like people keeping you from making dumb decisions, but sometimes you by yourself and you just make dumb decisions by yourself. So those people that stick with you during that, those are the real ones. And that's why I was talking about I can't choose a side. It's like, man, like who's for me, who's against me. It's a hard place to be in. But that's what I was talking about. But you could take that song anything. It's like I got what I said, like angels on this side, I got demons on this side, like both of them talking to me and I can't choose a side. It's like everybody feel like you get to that place. Like it's in TV shows, like you got an angel on this side, you got a demon on this side, and they walking through it during the whole episode of like what to do. That happens in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's not real angels or real demon, but it's, you know what I'm saying, it's real because you dealing with it inside. So yeah, can't choose a side, man. It's definitely about like, yo, I want to make the right choices in life, which is all tying together. Like, so I hope people seeing that, like what we was just talking about, chances, like kind of ties together in a different way. So
Yo, man, yo, that's super cool, bro. Like speaking like on accountability and like people believing in you and all those things, man. And leave me, you actually say like when I told the dream, you ain't believe me, man. So like, what is it like seeing your dreams come true and like seeing all these things like come to fruition? Like
yeah,
when people might have been like, are you sure you want to do that?
yeah,
Like what is it like now? How does that
yeah.
feel?
You always get those people that when you told them what you were gonna be, they didn't believe you, but now that you are that, they want tickets to the show. They want, you know, all that. So it's like they say how much you inspire them, which people, I'm starting to realize now as I get older, it's like that's real. Like people really don't know how to deal with their emotions when someone has a dream because they have a dream themselves that they're just scared to work towards and scared to go after. You know, because a lot of the people and friends that kind of picked on me in middle school, high school, whatever, like those are the same ones that's like, man, like you inspired me, and I believe it because it's like they didn't know that it was possible. You know, sometimes people don't even know that things are possible until it happens. Like there's two different kind of people: people that believe anything is possible, and people that don't know something's possible until it happens. And so I just think that's kind of what Leave Me is about. It's like, again, tying in with Can't Choose a Side, with chances, with everything. It's like, man, those people in your life can only fulfill you for a certain time. Like it's like it's really God. Like when you get to the end of it, when it says I need thee, it's like it's really God's the only one that really never leaves you. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that's super good, bro. And like speaking of the people who doubted you in the past, just like one of the tickets are probably the same people that are like, yo, I knew Aaron before he got the duff. I just want everybody to know that.
Yeah.
Just had to throw that out there real
Yeah,
quick, you know what I'm saying?
that's their line. Like I knew him before. Like all right,
Yeah.
but he wasn't
Yo,
supporting before.
yo, that's wild. Oh my goodness, man. Yo, I could totally man, that's so jacked up, bro. It's so jacked up that some people can do things like that, bro. But
Yeah,
yeah, on a brighter note, the way like when you said I need thee, man, that was it's like a great segue into like you, bro, where you're like essentially see this song as like a modern day worship song, like just like
yeah.
saying to God like I need you, like I want to be like Jesus. So like when would you say like you had like this like idea for this song where like you just wanted to tell God like that you just want to be like him?
So I was talking with Tauren, who's on a song, and he just kind of like he had a lot of this already like made up, and I kind of just put my 2 cents in there and made it to what it is now. But it was just something that I really related to, because it's like sometimes we get, which is we're going to the back end of the album now, like we get so wrapped up in our friends, we get so wrapped up into our family, we get so wrapped up into that, we get so wrapped up into, hey, I can't choose a side, what do I do? When it's like, man, the answer has always been to be like God and to follow the example that He's given us. And so, yeah, man, I think it's important. Like when you think about all the stuff that people are kind of like tiptoeing on now with politics, with all that stuff, it's like, man, I just want to be more like God in every situation, in politics and racism and whatever. And it's like, man, God cares about that stuff, and God lived out that example, man. He cared and He loved everybody, and so we should care and we should love everybody, man, each and every day. So yeah, I think it's an important message for today. It's like, man, if we're gonna be more of anything, if we're gonna seek anything, if we're gonna be like anything, we need to be more like God. So
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, that's super true, bro. Especially like our motivation, like as Christians, and like the way we do things is so much different than like people who are like in the world. Like we just have to do things different. Like we can't roll the same way or can't say things the same way like as someone else would. So that's great, bro. Just great to like see that. Even though you've shown it in all your art, it's just great to see you say it like in a song. And it's like great for like fans to see like he's not just like all talk. Like he's serious about
yeah,
this. Like he really does like want to seek after God and be more like Jesus every day. So that was
yeah.
amazing, man. And so like speaking of like wanting to be like God, man, in the song Cook, which is hard, bro. This dude, if y'all perform this in the concert, bro, all those Instagram reels and all of those like,
I need to see your name on the tickets after this interview. No cap.
hey, bet, bro, bet. Yo, I'm so, bro, it's gonna be epic, man. Cook is what, bro, dude. So you know what? I'm gonna just ask the question. Like in the sample, there's like I'm not sure who it is, but they're basically saying like, Aaron, you remember this song where you're basically talking about Cook? So like, was there a prototype of Cook before you actually like released it? Was there like maybe one you had or like mentioned in the past,
Yeah,
and you
nah.
decided to put it on?
So that's Jared Sanders, who's also from Virginia,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
so there's this song by Clips, who is 2 Virginia artists, Pusha T and no, he's now No Malice, because Mallet, like he got saved and stuff like that. But back in the day, they kind of did like secular music, but they're from Virginia, a hip hop group from Virginia, and they had a song like I'm from Virginia, so ain't nothing to do but cook. And so him just being from Virginia, he was like, man, you remember that song Cook? Like it's time for you to cook. But then the song is like, I had to cook. I ain't want to end up like Lenny Cook. So Lenny Cook, he was actually the #1 basketball player when LeBron was in high school. Melo was in high school. Like everyone that's kind of like popping now, he was the #1 basketball player. And there's a documentary on him on YouTube that my pops made me watch when I was younger. And it just kind of shows his story of like, man, how he just got comfortable in his talent.
Oh,
He got comfortable. He got comfortable in like the girls. He got comfortable in the lifestyle before he actually did the work to, you know what I'm saying, achieve what ultimately is what you would try to achieve when you're trying to play basketball, which is the NBA. And so in the story, you just see like, man, he don't want to work out. He don't want to do what every person that is trying to take his spot is doing, and he ends up not making the NBA. He ends up just living wherever he was living, which is, I think he's from VA too. Like he lived in VA.
well,
And so yeah, man, that kind of always scared me, like, because people always say like, man, you got talent, you got a lot of potential. And I'm like, man, what if I don't live up to that potential because I was scared to work, or because I got comfortable in what, you know, what I can do. And so, yeah, that's kind of like a song to just remind me, like, yo, I gotta cook. I don't want to end up like Lenny Cook. I want to keep going. I want to keep achieving all the things that I know I can achieve. So, yeah.
Yo, that's amazing, man. Like that's a great like motivational song, bro. Just to push yourself,
Yeah,
like keep going, like don't get comfortable, bro. Like when you get comfortable, that's when things start. Yo, that's amazing, man. That's cool, bro. So that explains like all the like references of like putting your foot on the gas and like keep grinding, man. So that's great,
yeah,
bro. So I wanted to ask, like, since you're like talking about like not wanting to get comfortable, like, what would you say is like the future for Aaron Cole and like your music and all of this, and all that you're
yeah.
doing?
I think the tops of the tops. Like, hopefully, in a few years, like you come into an arena show in BA or Maryland. Like, I kind of wanna have a just a platform to where I can just continue to help other artists, help other people, take care of my family, the whole nine. And I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of the people that God wants me to reach. So my future, man, it just feels bright. Like I feel like every time I drop something, like it's like I feel like I'm just starting or something like that because it's like I know there's so much more, and this is just a part of the journey. It's like Not by Chance was the beginning, the kick of what I'm saying, the projects, the albums, and all that stuff. Because I did projects before, but that was my first album, and so it's like now it's like I'm on sophomore album, and I still feel like, man, it's a such a big difference from Not by Chance, like way more fans than Not by Chance, but I still feel like I'm just scratching the surface. So yeah, man, the future is bright, man. I can't wait.
Yo, yeah, man. I 100% agree with you, bro. Like I can tell, bro. Like it's all in like your art and all in like first God's will, man. Like I can tell like there's gonna be way bigger things for you out there, bro. Like way more you're gonna do for like for God, man. It's gonna be awesome, bro. Can't wait for the future,
Yeah,
Aaron Cole. But like right now, the present is looking great, also, bro. So yeah,
yeah,
man. It's gonna be amazing, man. Gonna be amazing. So like
for
speaking
sure.
of like the future, man, like you can't move forward like you were saying earlier, like without like things in the past. So I just wanted to know, like, in Bristol Lights, you were saying like moving through the city, got it from the gritty. So like, is that essentially
Moving
you
to the
saying like,
city, got it from the gritty.
hey, 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 yo, bro, that part is yo, man, that needs to be like a ringtone or something. Not even gonna lie, that's
Moving through the city, got it from the gritty.
hey. Yes, sir. Bro, I'm telling you, man, it's amazing, bro. It's
I'm
amazing.
like,
So like, is that essentially you saying like you were on your grind even back then? Like you got it from like the gritty, man. Like you just keep going.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is so crazy. People like that's like the top song from the record. Like that's one of the top songs from the record. Like people love Bristol Lights, and that almost didn't make the album. Like that's just so crazy to me. But yeah, like I think people relate to that song because it's so raw. Like that little thing in the beginning, like that really happened. Like I kind of like freestyled the moving through the city, got it from the gritty, there's a ditty. Ain't pretty, but we fight again. And then I think like the mic was messed up, or I was singing like outside of the mic, and my producer Cole was like, "Man, fix the mic, like get into the mic." And I was like, "Huh?" And I just went back into it, like moving through the city, like that really happened. And so it's just kind of like a vibe. Like I think everybody
Right.
just into it because it's a vibe. But yeah, it's just talking about in the hook, like it ain't pretty, but we working. It's like all those people that's on that grind, all those people that it's not pretty right now, but it's gonna get pretty. It's gonna get pretty. It's gonna get
Yo,
pretty one day. And
yeah,
so
man.
yeah,
That's great. Yo, that's so cool, man. Like it might not be pretty right now, but it's gonna be pretty in
it's
the future.
gonna get
Oh,
pretty. It's gonna
wait a
get
minute.
pretty.
Yo,
So,
so I wanted to. So this whole like all the bars, bro. The way this song flows is just amazing. Like you said, we got it straight from the block, pushing the rock. So when you mention rock, I want to know. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not an analyzer when it comes to bars that much. But
yeah,
were you saying rock as in Jesus, like the way God is the rock?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we
Yes,
got it
sir.
shit from the
Yes, sir.
block, pushing the rock, Virginia.
Yes,
Because
sir.
everybody talks about like the rock, like as drugs or whatever, but pushing the rock, like Jesus is the rock. And so pushing the rock, Virginia High made. I went to Virginia High. A lot of pain I wouldn't trade. I rep VA like AI, because Allen Iverson's from VA. Been Edison's 3 getting active. So don't talk about practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
He
sir.
would have got out of action. Yeah, so AI with War Number 3. I've been rapping since I was 3, insinuating like, man, don't talk about practice, which AI's big like press conference was, man, we talking about practice, like he missed practice or whatever. And so it's like, man, don't talk about practice. I've been at it, like I've been doing this. So yeah.
Yo, yeah, man. Yo, that's great. So this song is essentially like a miracle. Speaking of miracles, your next song, Miracle, bro. This song is such a bop, bro. Not even gonna lie, I played it on loop, bro. It
Yeah,
was
one
on
of my
loop,
favorite.
man. Yo, this is a miracle. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, bro, that song is so fire, man. So like, what was the like main inspiration like behind this song? Like, what made you want to like? I guess like, what made you want to do it like this rather than like just straight going at it bars? Like, what was the inspiration behind the way the song is made?
Man, was just starting with the concept like miracle, like it's really just talking about what we were talking about, the pandemic, like the fact that we made it out alive, we still here. It's like, and a miracle applies to everything. It's like, man, me being on this interview with you, like this is a miracle. Like
Yeah, man.
they couldn't do this years ago. They couldn't be on laptop. They couldn't be whatever. So this is a miracle. Like you one of the youngest people that probably interviewed me during this whole thing. Like that's a
Oh
miracle.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like you doing your thing. Like that's a miracle. I'm sitting in my crib. Like whatever. Like that's a miracle. So it's just really a song about being thankful of like where we at, just in a different way. A lot of people use miracle these days. So it's like, man, like I still believe in miracles, signs, and wonders, and God is just still performing miracles each and every day. So yeah, bro, like
Yo,
it's amazing.
yo, that's yeah, man. That's amazing, man. I so do I, bro. I definitely believe in miracles, and I agree, man. This is definitely a miracle. Just like being able to interview you. Not only that, like you said, like having the technology in order to interview you, rather than like taking a bus ticket or a plane ticket all the way to just to meet you in person, bro. Like, yeah, man. God is good for sure. Just the way He's doing things, man. It's awesome, bro.
No
Bro,
doubt.
so like speaking of miracles, like a miracle sometimes like can be an overtime thing or something that happens in an instant. So like would you say like each song you release is like maybe a testimony or like a testament to like each miracle or each season and like how you made it through?
Yeah, I think all these songs are kind of like from the same season, just different emotions. But it's like it's definitely that's why with every album it's kind of like lengthy space, because I feel like I have to live life in order to tell those stories, tell those experiences to inspire other people. Because a lot of the stuff that I go through, like you go through, people go through every day. So yeah, like every song is kind of like just a snapshot of into my life. Like again, we've been going through this thing, you know, and everything I've had a story with or what's been going on. So yeah,
Yo, man, it's honestly, it really is like a miracle like that. Even we made it through 2020, bro, and like
yeah,
it just like really got us to like realize what's going on with the world and like what God really wants to do like within seasons where like we might not be doing what we used to do and all those things, man. It was really good, bro. So like speaking of 2020 being like a slow down season, your song "Slow Down," bro. Like when were there moments where like you had to take like a quick slow down, like you just had to just chill for a bit and like reflect or maybe like take some
so
time.
slow down. So slow down is not really about that. Slow down is about being with a lady or whatever, and you like, man, we don't need to sin, we don't need to whatever. Because again, I like talk about real stuff. So it's like when you have that girl that says school and she trying to get you to mess up, do whatever. It's like nah, like shorty, we gotta slow down. Like we can't go down this route because God don't want us to go down that route. So that's what that song is about. It's like really tackling the subject of like sexual immorality, because it's something that people don't talk about anymore, which you'll learn about as you get older. It's like, man, you gonna have temptations, you gonna have things that try to distract you from doing what God called you to do. But sometimes you just gotta slow down and peel back. Like, man, nah, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, so let me run away from the temptation and go the route God wants me to go. So That's
Yo,
so.
that's good, man. And like, since people aren't like talking about it much, bro, the
Yeah.
fact that you decided to put it in a song just shows like how much like you're different from others in a good way. Like, you're not afraid to like talk about like the sketchy subjects or like the whoa, wait a minute, whoa,
Right.
PG-13, just wait a minute, just
All right.
yo, that's yeah, that's really good, man. Just like
Yeah.
tackling the subject like head on, just telling them like chill, just don't do it. Wait for marriage, like
Yep.
just relax, like in God's timing. Yo, man, that's great, bro. That's super inspiring, bro. Just not to me, but like other generations and like other kids and like all those people you're trying to inspire, for sure, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So earlier in the interview, you literally mentioned 84. So like, you were basically saying like one of your hobbies is damage control. So like, what would you say is like one of your best ways to like help like work on yourself, or maybe even just like what's your way of describing damage control?
Yeah. Which is the answer to that is in the song too. Like the therapy. Like therapy was slowing down a lot of fastballs. I got into therapy just to kind of like help me understand like who I am more, why I do certain things more, and stuff like that. And it kind of just helped me to realize like the things that I be doing to my family and stuff like that without even noticing because of just the way that I am. Like, okay, just being transparent. So there's one thing that I do that if someone is like giving a compliment to somebody that does what I do or something like that, like so they give a compliment to somebody that does music or something like that, and they're talking to me about it, and they just kind of keep going on about it. Like I'll make it about me. So that's just something that I noticed that I do. It's like I make it about me. It's like okay, yeah, but I could do that too. And it's like we're not talking about you right now, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like stuff like that I've been talking about in '84 of like, man, just self reflection. Like it's wrapping up the whole album of like really self reflecting and thinking about like, man, this is me. This is who I am. This is why I got to keep going until I'm 84. So
Yo, man, that's dude. Yeah, that's real, bro. That's real. Like just keeping it moving, man. Just like even though it's not about me, like dude, I can relate to that too. Like where I've had moments like, like I mean, he's not the only one. Like and there's someone else over here just like totally
yeah,
ignoring me. Yeah, man, I relate, bro. I relate, and that's what's great about this whole album and the music itself. Like, not only is this like the story of Aaron Cole and the story of like the two up, two down come up, but like it's also like so relatable to like the fans and like everybody listening to it. So I think it's amazing, man, how you're able to like show your past and like your future and like your present and how you're doing now and like what's been going on. So I think it's great, man. I think it's amazing just to share that. And I have two questions, bro. This is just mainly just out of like I just wanted to know, like, so you basically said that Kirk Franklin dapped you up. Like when was that? Like when did that happen, or like what time
yeah,
period was that?
yeah. So I was at the Double Wars. I was about to perform, and like you kind of don't see that on TV or anything like that, but like right before a performance or anything is about to come up, like it's kind of like pitch black, and they're usually on commercial or something like that on something else, and so it's pitch black in the audience. Kirk was walking back from winning his award, and he just kind of like dapped me up on his way to his seat and was like kill it. And I was like, oh, well, I gotta kill it now.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, and then I know some confusion came because the follow up was talking about someone like wanting to trade me for my J's, blah blah blah. That wasn't about Kirk. That was about this guy that was in the same category as me. And he was saying like, oh, when I win, I'll trade you for, because I had my J's, you know what I'm saying? I had my shoes, whatever, ready, laid
Big
out
talent.
for the award show, and he was like, man, dang, like good shoe game. Like when I win the dub, I'll trade you a pair of shoes for the dub. And I was like, you know, and that's why I was like, when I won, like I guess I should ask him if he want to trade now. So
Bro, yeah, man. I literally saw the interview where you like went into that story and like you were explaining that, man. And like when I heard that line, I was like, did he really just say that? Like he
yeah,
just threw that out there, bro. It was a great line, bro. And it's kind of funny how like you still have the shoes and the dove. I think that was
yeah,
just kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see. So so speaking of like you and like how all of these songs just tie in, bro. you kind of like sealed the deal for the album with Only You, bro, featuring actually one of your label mates, bro. So like, what was that like? What was the production of that song like?
Yeah, so Only You is really a song that I was proud of a lot. Um, and it honestly came, my uncle, he wrote that song when I was like, and I say that song, but like he wrote like the first two lines of Only You. He kind of had it different when I was like 6 or 7. Like that was kind of like an old song, and I
Yeah.
just kind of remembered it because like no one knew who we were back in the day. And I was like, man, like this could be a crazy song now. And yeah, I took those like first two lines and kind of just did my own thing with it. But yeah, I think it's a good closer of the album. It's a bonus track, really, because it kind of came out last year with Terrian. But it's like it wraps it up great. It's like, man, all these things, only you, the only thing that matters is gonna get me through this, and the only you that helps me remember who I am, because I'm really from you, like I'm really from God. So yeah, man, it's one of my favorites too. Like I kind of don't say it's one of my favorites because it's an older one, but it's when you think of like if it was just on the album and nobody heard it, like I feel like it'll be like definitely one of my favorites. It's a dope one.
Yeah, man, it's super dope, super catchy, bro. Only you, only you. Wait, yeah, bro, it's great, man. So, well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for checking out this interview. Make sure to subscribe to Aaron Cole on YouTube and follow him on all his socials. Make sure to
Sure.
pick up some tickets to the Two Up, Two Down tour. Make sure to
Already know
scream in
it.
the crowd. Yes, get as lit as Aaron Cole is on the tour. So, thank you all for tuning in once again. And this has been Bars and Beats Entertainment. And thank you again, Aaron Cole, for coming on the interview, bro. It's been great having you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo,
Keep going, man. I love it. Keep doing your
I will,
thing.
bro. I will, yo.